cousin.
Is it good morning?
Good morning.
He's like going, oh shit. Yeah, it actually is. 12:25.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to put this in a decent spot. I don't want to block anything.
You want a chair?
Let's do that.
What? You want to hook it up?
No, it's fully charged.
Okay.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Late night edition of the Recap Show, Week 4. Close the books. Boy, do we have some drama across the state of Louisiana. You can go ahead and take these papers that we picked on Wednesday night. You can throw them in the trash. You got a lot wrong this week. I got a lot even more wrong this week. I'm not sure how you did on your picks, but take them, throw them in the trash. Week 4 was bonkers, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to pick games of the night tonight. We're going to talk about upsets of the night, statement wins of the night, and we're going to give out some helmet stickers. We got a lot of high school football to talk. Hit the like, hit the share. It is Week 4 edition of the Recap Show, and we are live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana. Welcome to the Recap Show, the Hash It Out's own JB the Sports Guy. Big win for the Shaw Eagle tonight. Made us stop by and come talk about his football team and talk about some great football across the state of Louisiana. This is Gary Swallow. My name is Jordan Taylor. This is JB the Sports Guy. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Week 4. Initial thoughts.
Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Great games between last night and tonight as far as that we covered. But then, man, all across the state, they got some games that we didn't expect to end up this way that were closer. They had some that were going to be, we thought were going to be close that were not. Unbelievable.
I got to start eating some crow, Gary.
Me too. I'm right alongside you, man.
I'm picking some teams and they're not winning.
No.
So I got to figure some things out. Initial thoughts, you saw a good one tonight. Your team finally played a complete game that you were looking for.
Oh, about time. No, but, you know, they were able to run the ball on Lafayette Christian the whole game, and defense bent but didn't break. And it was like every time Lafayette Christian crossed the 50, Shaw's defense stepped up. Mm-hmm. So it was a big time win for Shaw, and I think going forward, it's going to only make them better.
Absolutely, and I mean a grueling schedule out the gate, so they're battle tested early.
Yes.
Hey, if you got a team that won tonight, shout them out in the comments. We would love to hear from you. And I know you got some crazy fools around the state of Louisiana. Maybe some coaches that are still breaking down film right now, just cranked up the Recap Show, and now they're listening to us while they get ready for next week's opponent. Or if you just lounging, watching a little Sports Center, crank us up to 11. We're going to have a lot of fun here tonight of our special guest. Very honored to have JB from the Hash It Out Show. For the fans right now that don't know about the Hash It Out Show, let them know where they can find you.
Well, you can find the Hash It Out Show on YouTube at JB the Sports Guy. Find it on Facebook at the Hash It Out Show. Also on Instagram at the Hash It Out Show. Shows every Tuesday and Wednesday. Start at 7:30 and around 9 o'clock on Wednesdays. You can start with us, then you switch to Jordan, then you come back right after.
Everything's available for replay.
That's right, exactly.
I'm watching you guys at work the next day every time because we don't leave here till midnight. But we got some
later.
we got some shout outs flying into the chat right now. Enoch Brody says, we happy tonight, go Gators. Well, happy homecoming, Beauchamp Gators, and happy 10-year reunion, Mr. Brogy. Jesse Smith is staying up late with us tonight all the way in Oak Grove. He says Oak Grove, so I expect that was a big win tonight for the Tigers. Keldrick Jones says, go Mustangs. You darn tootin', go Mustangs. Who was the only one to pick the Mustangs Wednesday night?
I ain't saying.
This guy. Bryson Antoine says, what a night, fellas. I had a blast tonight, and thanks again for having me back with the crew. Congratulations, Northside, for the win, and shout out to Coach Moore and the North Vermilion Patriots. Future is bright. Bryson was on production tonight for us.
Yes, he helped us out.
So,
He was great job,
absolutely.
Bryson. Thank you again, man.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Glenn Harris says, how about the Central Wildcats? How about the Central Wildcats? Scary team.
Very scary
Oh,
team.
wow.
You know, defeating Cecilia 27-0, and their defense is phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's to me, is the best part of their team right now. Their defense.
They are a force to be reckoned with, not just going forward, now and going forward. And look out, they're going to make a run.
You got to think about this. I say it all the time, and I'm going to bring it up again. Coach David Semino has won everywhere he's been. He
Yes.
brought Catholic of Point Capee to the Dome. He brought Catholic of Baton Rouge to the Dome. Central Baton Rouge is only a matter of time.
You're right. You're
I
right.
agree. And he's doing it so fast already.
Right.
So
They have talent out there.
Yes.
They have a lot. Their talent up there is just unbelievable.
more shout outs. Damian Gaspar says, go Lafayette Renaissance Tigers. They cracked my top 10 last week. Well, they ain't leaving. They went and played LB Landry tonight, and they got a big win.
It sure did. Big win, 42-32. Good statement win for Lafayette Renaissance.
They're checking all the boxes. They got a date in a couple weeks with you know who.
Whoa,
Early fireworks.
I see a Shaw Eagle in there.
Oh yeah.
What else we got here? Matthew Richard says Westlake big winners over DeRitter, 42-28. Brody Anderson 248 on the ground, 3 TDs, 40 yards rushing, and another touchdown on ground. So 248 passing. So correction there, but Westlake big win. I'm excited to see Westlake play football in a couple weeks.
Right.
Hint, hint. Don't tell nobody, but under lights for the very first time, we'll have Westlake on
Right.
a stream.
All right. Good.
I'm not breaking anything, but
We don't
will
know
have-
when, but-
we do know when.
Oh yeah, we know him.
We know him, but we're not breaking it just yet. Mr. Jason says, how about them Shaw Eagles? That was a fun ride home.
Oh, I bet it was a fun ride home for him.
JB said it's a Twin Peaks and hotel type of night.
You're right.
He said,
Gotcha.
celebrate, good times, come on. He stopped by in Opelousas, Louisiana to come talk a little football with us.
Yes,
What else
sir.
we got? Luke Giles says, thanks to y'all, I watched the replay on the touchdown call back on that blind side. Not the best call in my opinion. So that would be the Oakdale game?
Yeah, that was last night.
Okay. Replay on the touchdown call back on the blind side block.
Block, right,
Okay,
yeah.
so now I'm refreshing memory, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Devon Stibe, well, better late than never. Devon is actually in the middle of the Mississippi River right now.
Sure is.
Whoa, yeah.
Driving the little tugboat.
Mhm.
Got the lights cranked up to 11. Midnight Madness, he says. Holy cow, Gary, you gave a holy cow
I
tonight.
gave a bunch of holy cows tonight, dude. Yeah, buddy.
Jason says Jasper Parker breaking the single game yardage record tonight. You got a stat line for me?
So, it's for Shaw, 35 rushing attempts from what we were told, 326 yards rushing.
300 big ones, Gary.
Wow. That's amazing. Anytime you do that, you know, it just makes you go,
That man.
things that make you go,
Yes,
Oh,
right.
yeah, ignore him.
That man of the trip. UTL sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't like that,
And
man.
Jasper Parker committed to where?
Michigan.
Michigan. They're getting a good one.
Oh, he needs to come back down to Louisiana. Stay here.
Biggest dub of the
They
night.
off him.
Biggest
Hey,
dub
hint,
of the
hint.
night. D-Stop says his biggest dub of the night, Turlings over Westgate. Well, Gary, they're cracking the top 10 next week.
Yes, most definitely.
Westgate, we wanted to see Antoine play in this game, so congratulations, Turlings. That may be the real deal.
Yeah.
That's a quiet 4-0 team right now. Nobody's talking about. We're going to talk about them real soon.
They're number 1 in the state in Class 4A.
Yeah, I agree.
What else we got? Chris Gardner says ERAF put up a good run with Vermilion Catholic, and what a comeback that was. That
Yeah.
at one point that game looked like it could have got out of hand, and ERAF came storming right back, made it a game, a one score game. So the fight from the Bobcats, look out. they're going to be a team that you don't want to play moving forward.
You're right. They're definitely going to be a thorn in somebody's side. I mean, I'm going to tell you that right now. They're going to go up to somebody, going to take them a little bit too lightly, and they're going to get slapped right.
That's a
smack in the
good
mouth.
3-1 team.
Yes.
Yes.
What else? Because the comments keep flying in. Troy says, y'all up mighty late, but don't you forget, sometimes we start this bad boy at 2 a.m.
We've done that before.
We've done that before.
We've done that in the parking lot of a Whataburger, so don't tell me that we know what we're talking about.
And Alexandria.
In Alexandria, that's right.
Alexandria.
Twice. We actually did it twice.
Speaking of Alexandria, what a thriller. Right up the road, about 30 seconds from here, Donald Gordon Stadium. It was electric. You had two good teams going at it, and Alexandria looks every bit of advertised, but OHS gave them everything they wanted tonight.
OHS surprised me on their grit, and I think that's going to elevate their play going forward.
I think seeing that they lost a close game to a very good Alexandria team,
Right.
they're going to realize that they still are contenders in Division II non-select.
Correct. I agree with you 100%.
And D-Style makes a good point here. St. Paul's over JFK. He says, what VK? That means VK ain't putting them back in the top 5 anytime soon.
No, you're right.
VK gonna have Alexandria in the top 5 next week. Barry, if you tune in Tuesday, you'll find out.
That's right.
Maybe.
What else we got? Bryson, huge win for them. JFK is a tough team, yes. Playoff type of matchup, yes. Matthew says, Barb, a little bit of an upset over Karen Crow tonight. Who had Karen Crow 0-4 in their bingo cards?
I did not. That's the biggest shock of this area to me right here.
I agree.
And then one more comment for you. 2 winless teams with a lot to still play for. Karen Crow, St. Charles Catholic. Don't count them out.
No, definitely not.
Heck no.
No.
I would not want to play them right now because I know they're fuming.
Oh, without a doubt.
So we are caught up on comments. Keep shouting out your favorite teams that got a big win tonight, or send us some stats of some big time playmakers from tonight. A lot of great football here locally, but also towards the state of New Orleans, towards that area of the state in New Orleans. What has really stood out to you tonight, my friend?
Well, number one, what stood out to me is St. Paul's defeating John F. Kennedy.
Walk-off field goal, right?
Yeah, game-winning field goal. John F. Kennedy, one of the best teams in the state, and probably best team in the city of New Orleans, in my opinion, to play St. Paul's. And I said it on the show, Kennedy's full of athletes and they're talented, but St. Paul's is just disciplined.
Well-coached ball club.
Exactly. And who would win it? Which way would the game tilt? And as you can see, St. Paul's fought tooth and nail with JFK the whole game and got the game-winning field goal.
You see St. Paul's losing a 3-point loss earlier in the season to Brother Martin, come back and find a way to get on the other end of that. So St. Paul's, they're all in this year. This is this year or no year for them.
We said it many times about this is the year for St. Paul's. I'm not going to say it yet. I want to wait and see, and then I'll let you know. But they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
And a big win like that could get them and steer them in the right direction to where they want to go this season.
Right, and my point on this is that could this loss actually make JFK better?
I'm going to say this. It's been, for the past 3 years now, 3 seasons, they've only had 1 loss in the regular season.
Right.
And we've always said it's been to a team that they could beat, and even a team they should beat. So, me knowing Coach Elfage, he's going to watch that film. He's going to try to correct the mistakes they made, and you're probably going to see them win the rest of the regular season games.
Right.
And they're going to be hitting on all cylinders come playoffs. That's what it's been.
Right.
And I think that's what's going to happen again.
But David, in all the years that we've been doing this and everything like that, you notice that your good teams, every once in a while they'll have a lapse.
Yes.
And it takes that lapse to actually wake them up and propel them to the next level.
That is correct.
And
yes.
so this could very well be it, because that was a hard-fought game.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Well, I got to ask you, we got to stick around New Orleans for a second. I got to ask you, the resume right now for Archbishop Rummel. You've seen them up close and personal. They get another win tonight, and those guys are 4-0 right now. What is the program right now in Archbishop Rummel? What really stands out to you?
what stands out to me is that they're a really complete total team. They're good on defense. They have a big defensive line, a big O-line. They like to run the ball with 2 good running backs. And then their quarterback, General Buggage, he can throw the ball, he can escape. They are a total, complete team. Are they as good as a team from a couple years ago that had Logan Diggs? No, they're not as good as that team, but they are close. And right now, they are still upset with the result of what happened last year against Baton Rouge Catholic.
Yeah.
We're playing the game, the stop and come back,
Come
and
back
then
on Saturday.
and then the call in the end zone when they thought they had a touchdown and they got taken away. So they have that in their minds that they're not going to say payback or revenge tour, but they want to get to where they thought they should have been last year and what they thought they earned, and that's the Superdome.
Man, coming off a semifinal appearance and to start out 4-0 against some quality
Yes.
competition. Watch out for Romo, Gary.
You're right. 100%.
Gotta ask you about Edna Carr at Holy Cross tonight. Edna Carr, slow start out of the gates, but you know they can go and kick it into high gear at any moment. It was 20-0. Holy Cross had the lead. We were stunned, but we knew it was only a matter of time. And your thoughts, real quick, about a 45-20 victory. You saw them up close and personal.
Yeah.
They're every bit of advertised, right?
They are every bit as advertised. I mean, it's just talent galore when you look at them. And I don't know if they took Holy Cross lightly or what, I don't know. But they are never out of any ball game, especially if you're up 20-0, because they can turn it on just like that. And as you saw, I don't think Holy Cross scored another point after 20. I believe they lost 45-20.
It was 20-0.
Yeah.
Final score 45-20.
Yeah, it's just a team that's just miraculous.
If you know, me and Holden, that Edna Carr is one of our teams that we look at every year. And when they said the score while we were covering the game tonight, and I went, oh man, we were all kind of shocked. And then all of a sudden it was like they started scoring, and I said, oh, the university done woke up, because we call it the University of Edna Carr, you know, because they're just like a college, and it's awesome. But man, I wouldn't want to play Carr.
The crazy thing is, this team is so respected. A Shaw coach on the sideline looked at me and said, "Is that score correct?" Because they announced it. I went, "Yeah. What about your game? Don't worry about the Edna Carr score."
Yeah.
He said, "There's no way they could be losing. Anything can happen on any given Friday night."
Any given Friday. But it's the way you close.
That's right.
Oh yeah, it's like they wake up and look out.
Yeah, that's right.
Gotta ask you about the Hash It Out Show game of the week this week between two teams searching for their very first victory, and two teams in unfamiliar territory coming out of the gates. It's the De La Salle and St. Charles Comets. Gotta ask you about that one. What did VK have to say about that game? 10-0. Two good defenses went at it tonight.
A defensive ball game, VK said. He said what really hurt St. Charles Catholic was turnovers.
Okay.
They committed, I think he said, 5 turnovers in that game. And just really couldn't move the ball on De La Salle like they wanted to. De La Salle capitalized on turnovers, one with a touchdown, one with a field goal. So 2 good defenses, but when you commit all those turnovers, your chances of winning become very, very slim. And De La Salle capitalized twice off those turnovers and got the win.
How about Hineville gets a big win tonight over undefeated Terrebonne. That's gotta feel good for that brand new head football coach over there for Hineville, getting a signature win.
Coach Barnes is going to change that program. He's going to change it tremendously. He's already changed the culture. He's out there in the communities talking to people and trying to get people to come to Hornville. He is making a change for the better at Hornville. He's going to change their program to get Hornville back to what it was, being relevant. I've always said Hornville has so much talent that they should never, ever miss the playoffs and should always make it to Thanksgiving week to the quarterfinals. This, to me, was a big win. Before we get to that part.
A big win.
Yeah, a big win. And a good Terrebonne team that's coached by Tyler Lewis that's also talented. But to beat them 51-32 at home, you're letting not only your district know, but other teams around the state know that we're coming. Might not be this year, but you're gonna say the name Hornville, knowing that we are a legitimate team.
Gary, who picked them?
Okay, he did.
I'm coming for that lead, Swallow.
Yeah, but you lost a few others, so that brings them down to even.
Coming for the lead.
We'll talk about that later.
Cut it in half, my friend. Hey, how about some other games that we did not cover on Wednesday night, but I would like to mention tonight because some great scores around the state of Louisiana.
Yeah.
If you know anything about these teams, please let us know. You guys actually get to cover this team next week, correct?
Yes.
Kentwood and A-Meet next week.
That's right.
So I don't want to break any news, but I kind of just did. Kentwood comes back and knocks off LaRondre tonight, 35-34 on the road. That's a big win going into the Hash It Out Show game of the week next week.
Oh, big time win. A lot of confidence as they're going to be traveling right down the road to a meet to play them. That is the Hash It Out Show game of the week next week that we'll have next Friday. But hey, every time they play, it's a fight.
How about A-Meet and St. Helena in a instant classic?
Yes.
Back-to-back weeks, St. Helena on the other side of a close loss. Tonight they fall 29-26 to the Warriors. And A-Meet, Kenwood gearing up next week, coming off of 2 big wins, Gary.
Don't ever underestimate Amy. I don't care if they're good or bad or whatever you think. Don't ever underestimate them because you're gonna get beat.
Well, what can a game like that do going into next week, knowing Kenwood 1-point victory, A-Meet 3-point victory, and now they meet next week? Boy, that's gonna be some fun for you guys.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Now, are they playing? Where are they playing? Are they playing under the water tower?
No.
Oh,
it ain't me. It ain't me.
The home of Devontae Smith.
That's right.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. You know, that's gonna make that game so much better.
Yo, yeah.
Pine beats Pearl River tonight, 28-20. I saw Pearl River last year in the playoffs. Really good, talented running back there. But Pine seems like they're having back-to-back great seasons. Here, what do you know about Pine?
I like to throw the ball, but they're building something special at Pine, and we haven't heard about Pine until a couple years ago probably, and right now, man, they are a legitimate force to be reckoned with. I mean, they won their district last year, and might win it again. They are a very, very good team.
Yeah. South Lafourche and South Terrebonne in a good one tonight, 29-22. South Lafourche gets the victory. That's over there in Troy's country.
Right.
So shout out to Troy there. Denham Springs knocks off East Ascension. So Brock Mathern close. He's getting a program there. He's making brick by brick steps. But tonight Denham Springs gets the win, 20-17. What a game that must have been.
Couple of close losses for Brock Mathern and his crew. Once they figure out how to win, they're gonna be a force.
I'll give him. It won't be long.
Yeah.
It won't be long.
Yep.
San Amon, always say it wrong,
Send them on.
but they beat Scotlandville tonight, 39-38. What a road win for those guys. Gators coming back home with a big victory tonight. And coming off of a loss last week, a 2-point loss to JFK. Got to feel good to get on the right side of it this week.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
Salmon beats Liberty Magnet 34-28. Salmon, good tailback still there?
No. There's a new tailback now.
Graduated? Okay.
It's a brand new one. That's good.
Yeah.
Brand new one, but he's good.
What else we got? And we talked about Lafayette Renaissance going into New Orleans, beating LB Landry 42-32. And then Edna-Core Road over Holy Cross 45-20. Anything else happen in that direction that you would like to mention?
You got Bell Chase over Bonneville 17-6.
Saw him.
Bell Chase are held up there. Bell Chase 4-0.
Bell Chase undefeated 4-0. But I'm not going to lie, this score is closer than what I would expect. 17-6.
Yeah.
So Bonneville gave a good fight with Bell Chase.
Yeah. Anything else from that direction? Any Catholic League games going on? Warren Easton gets a big win, or tomorrow, St. Aug, Warren Easton. What about that matchup that really strikes an interest in you?
Warren Easton quarterback is back from injury, Carl Reed, so that gives them a better chance. But St. Augustine just, to me, I think the talent is a big gap from them and Warren Easton this year. Warren Easton last year, the team he had, that team could have been the Dome. But everything that happened, suspension, forfeit the season, yeah. So
that was so unfortunate.
Yeah, very. So it's a brand new team at Warren Easton, and they'll be in the playoffs. They just gotta put things together and get better week by week.
Yeah, Sam, I'll tell you something. Back from even when my days when I was younger, just got out of school and everything. St. Aug has always been a team that could just smack you in the mouth on any given day.
Correct.
So that should be an interesting matchup.
Dane Idea says, how about them Greyhounds? Welsh Greyhounds gets a mega win tonight.
Yeah.
Shutout victory over an undefeated team. Seems like Welsh has found something moving forward, and hopefully they're healthy, Gary, because if they're healthy, they're scary good.
Yeah, you're right. Most definitely.
What else we got? Stav says Curtis competed like hell from final whistle. First whistle is the final whistle. I expect that.
Yeah.
Oh, those two, yeah. That's two schools that don't like each other.
Damien says Shaw physically dominated LCA and it wasn't even close.
It was close in the first half, 3-0 at halftime.
Wow. Jake says the Quincy is 4-0 for the first time since 2009. Congratulations there.
Yeah, most definitely.
Daniel Scully says Marksville defense played well tonight, had a defensive touchdown and a punt block for a tutty. Offense was very mediocre, had a freshman step up at running back. Poor Barry's number 4 is a grown man. Yep, Bailey Rito
he is
a big kid, pretty good on the baseball mound also.
Unfortunately for the Red Devils, they just have
third-string quarterback.
They just have no luck when it comes to they're fighting injuries so bad right now. It's unbelievable, and that's definitely hurting them this year. But hey, they're gonna keep fighting.
Yeah, and hats off Marksville. Happy homecoming, guys. Y'all enjoy it. Brayon McZill from the Lake Arthur Tigers. Big win Thursday night. Says go Tigers. Corey Brody, defensive coordinator at Lakeshore, says Lakeshore 4-0.
Yes.
And next week, Salmon versus Lakeshore, week 5.
There you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
What else we got here? He says Lafayette Renaissance had a few chances to make the game lopsided. I think it was 28-0 at halftime.
It was big. Yeah, they had a big lead at halftime.
And they said the backup went out tonight. Number 0 had to step in the second half, so the receiver had to play quarterback, Gary.
Wow. That's
Prayers
crazy.
for both of those quarterbacks.
Yes, sir.
Let's go and talk about some of these games here that we talked about on Wednesday night. We'll fly through a couple of these here. St. Ed's moves to 4-0 after a big win on the road at North Central, so they gear up for a huge showdown next week with Opelousas Catholic. 47-8 there. The Quincy, we just said 4-0 for the first time since 2009. They win 56-0 over Lakeview. Ascension Episcopal is now 4-0 with a 42-8 victory over Rose Pine. Basile goes on the road Thursday night, gets a win over winless Highland Baptist 41-3. They get their second win of the season, Gary.
Yes, sir.
Elton, they go on cruise control and blow past Gate on 54-0. Elton 3-1 could be the favorite in that district right now.
That's going to be, I would say, probably close to being the favorite.
Catholic of Ponkapee and Westminster, what a battle tonight at Crusader Stadium. Catholic of Ponkapee 14-9 victory over the Crusaders. Boy, Westminster Catholic, I bet that was a fun game to witness.
I bet you it was a rock'em sock'em.
14-9, two good defenses went at it tonight.
Yes.
Right.
Iota rolled over Pine Prairie 48-7, get their third win of the season. Marksville gets a homecoming win tonight over Port Barry 43-15. Baker Buffaloes moved to 4-0 on the year with a 26-6 victory over Northeast. Shout out Coach Dortez. You guys had him on your show this past week. Phenomenal interview, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? He always does a phenomenal job.
Oh, yeah.
Interviewing, right?
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's one of the guys that you can ask questions and he'll go with it.
Yes.
Yeah, he's very good.
What else we have? Rain beats Como. Happy homecoming to the Wolves. They get a 34-20 victory. Church Point and Mamou made this a game. They lost by 2 scores here, but they gave them all they can handle. Church Point gets the win 42-26.
Right.
Abbeville searching for that first long win of the year. Failed tonight. What a heartbreaking loss to Holy Savior Menor. 15-14, man.
Wow.
Tough, Gary.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaking right there. So close to get so far.
St. Louis on Thursday night gets their first win of the season and a happy homecoming to the St. Louis Saints. 29-22 victory over Washington Marion. Lake Charles College Prep tonight searching for their first win. At one point, this was a 34-34 ball game, and the Trailblazers kicked it into gear in the second half, and they went and handled business. They get a big victory, their first win. And you talk about a team that's battle tested, you got to start thinking about Lake Charles College Prep.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
55-34. Congratulations, Lake Charles College Prep. Peabody goes on the road. It was a homecoming for Coach Harry Coleman. Going back, he played ball at West St. Mary, so right up the road from each other. I'm sure he had a lot of family in attendance.
Mm-hmm.
They get a big victory tonight, 47-22 over Franklin. They get their first win of the season, so congratulations, Coach Coleman, on that one. Ville Platte Crawley. Tonight, Crawley gets their third win of the season, matching the total from a year ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
already 32-22 is the final score there.
Yes.
Kaplan starting to find their groove after the week 1 loss. Back-to-back blowout wins the last 2 weeks. And Kaplan, 37-0. Pirates finding something.
You're right.
Let's see what else we got. Avoyles with an 0-3 start, but the competition they played let you know that prevailed them into a week 4 where they could go and shut out a Buckeye team. 46-0. When you talk about statements later, you may see them there.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
How about Delcom and Vinton tonight? Only overtime game I've seen of the night, and what a thriller this one must have been. I'm jealous I could not see this one in person. Final score in overtime. Delcom gets their third win of the season, 43-42. What a game, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Definitely.
sir. You're right.
Overtime game, 1-point victory.
Uh-oh.
Oh, looks like we have something.
We have
Might have something wrong.
we got something in the chat that says score stream's wrong.
Somebody went on Sebastian and lied.
Yeah. Says Vinton.
Well, the scores we got were Delcom over Vinton, but if it's wrong, let us know in the chat. You want to
Definitely.
Google that real quick?
I got you.
So we'll go back to that one.
Yeah, we're gonna check it
We're
out.
going to check out the score, make sure we have it right on our end also. Parkview Baptist, St. Martinville. St. Martinville is not healthy right now. Hayden said JB's not getting home till 5 a.m. Actually, he's got a hotel waiting for Twin Peaks to open in the morning.
You're right.
Parkview wins 23-12. St. Martinville just got to get healthy, and when they get into district play, they're going to be all right. Bird takes the 5-hour road trip to John Ehret tonight. It was alumni night out of John Ehret, correct?
Yeah, sure was.
35-14. How good is this Bird team right now? It's starting to look like the 2020 Bird all over again.
Yeah, I'm thinking this Bird team is legit. It's legit. You know, they had a hiccup last season, but I'm thinking this may be the year that they bounce back and maybe go far in the playoffs.
Gary, your thoughts on Bird's 4-0 start?
I think Bird is basically trying to make a statement right now, and 4-0. That's a good statement to have.
And 3-0 was over Evangel.
Yeah.
4-0 to take a long 5-hour road trip.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's next for Bird? Parkway. undefeated Parkway next week.
Wow.
That's going to answer a lot of questions.
I have Delcom 43-42.
Let's see.
They said the news station had Vinton with the win.
Maybe they messed it up.
KPLC.
So where's Jake McCoy when you need him?
He's probably sleeping.
So flip that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Vinton.
Well, no, that.
If this flips.
Yeah, we still need to figure it out because. Yeah, because that's gonna make my picks better, man.
Hey, hold up. I picked them with you.
I know. I got to say it, but yeah.
What else we got here, JB?
Fountain Blue?
In Franklinton.
Yeah.
This one was not close. Franklinton rolled 61-13 over Fountain Blue tonight. Bastrop and St. Frederick's. St. Frederick's comes off of a win last week, a walk-off field goal over Gina. Had to come back this week, play a really good Bastrop team that's 3-0, and they gave Bastrop all they can handle. Squeaker of a win, 27-28. Bastrop walks away at home with a win. Are we starting to see a little sign of Bastrop may be back, or is it way too early to tell?
I think we've seen a sign.
Yeah, Bastrop is always tough. I mean, it's just, are they elevating and getting polished up to where they're playing together? That's the deal.
There you go.
And you got to see that. So don't underestimate Bastrop right now.
We're a long way from Bastrop and Bell Chase back in the day, though, right?
Oh yeah,
He's sharp.
Yeah.
Who they played in the?
Shaw lost to Bastrop in 07 and 08. No, 06 and 07, and Shaw lost to Bell Chase in 08.
Oh, who beat? It was the semifinals whenever Bell Chase.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
there
you go.
My fault.
You good, Chief?
Okay, let's see what else we got here. North DeSoto and Northwood Shreveport. Northwood Shreveport came in town undefeated, ready to rock and roll. North DeSoto would have none of it tonight. 38-21. What a bounce back win for North DeSoto.
So
I don't have it, but they got.
Jared.
Is it Gene?
Yeah. No, they said
I'm looking at scores.
Vinton was down 2 touchdowns with 6 minutes left, and they had an 84-yard screen pass for a to tie it, and Vinton won in overtime.
Let's see.
According to
Jaden says multiple sources.
And here you
say
go.
Vinton.
Here you go. Go Prep says Vinton 42-34 overtime. Can't believe score stream.
changing my mark.
Don't believe score stream ever again, Gary.
Nope, ain't gonna do it.
Go Preps. Great provider of high school football. So we gotta start getting our scores from there.
There you go.
Who I picked in that game real quick?
I don't know. I picked Vinton.
Delcom. Oh yeah, Vinton. I'm right back on the chase.
Or
Right back on the chase, y'all. I'm trying to claw myself out of a hole.
I still with you though. I got that one.
Here we go. Some more for you. Terrebonne and Hineville. We talked about this one earlier.
Yes.
51-32 victory for Hineville. What's both districts look like for these two teams?
With Destrehan and East St. John.
That's in the Hineville district or
Yes.
Terrebonne?
That's in. They all in the same district. Hornville, Destrehan, East St. John, Terrebonne, H.L. Bourgeois, Thibodeau. They're all in the same district.
Come on.
Yep.
So you look at this matchup here. What will happen to Terrebonne moving forward on a loss like tonight?
Oh, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Coach Tyler Lewis will look at this film and try to fix the mistakes they made. I think they'll win every game going out in the district until they play Destrehan properly, and they'll be fine. They'll be in the playoffs.
Who's the favorite in that district right now?
The favorite is still Destrehan.
Okay.
The favorite is still Destrehan, but they got a lot of people starting to tilt towards Hornville. Right? Hornville has people believing
Okay.
that they can pull up the upset in week 9.
But Destrehan's always they're quiet. Number one, team. You don't hear too much about them, at least up here. But I've always had my eye on them because they they don't really make a lot of noise, but boy, they just whenever you play them, they beat you.
You come down our way, you hear a lot about Destrehan.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you hear a lot about them.
South Central Louisiana here. We gotta catch up to speed of what's going on y'all in. What else we got here? Winfield Gina flexes their muscles. They came. It seems like they were pissed off tonight, Gary. 46-0 at home. That walk-off field goal last week might have just sparked the Giants the rest of the way.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. I mean, I would hate to play them right now because man, I bet you that loss last week just probably made them just.
River
Oh
Tide.
gosh.
Welsh with a big time win tonight over South Beauregard, 28-0. South Beau playing some good football. Welsh, the injury bug hit the team, but looks like they rallied tonight, and it was a complete effort.
Yeah.
It seems like all three phases of the game came into play tonight, and when you go on the road and get a big victory, it speaks volumes to the coaching staff there at Welsh to get their team back together, even though injuries have hurt them early.
Well, I didn't see this coming at all, and Welsh must have just basically played a complete ball game, like you say.
Yeah.
And when the Welsh is healthy,
Look
and they're
out.
hitting on all cylinders, they are a team that could compete in Division 4
You're right.
non-select.
Yes.
You're 100% right.
You know who else can compete in Division 4 non-select? Jeanerette.
Yes.
Tonight, they were in a ball game with Lowerville on the road, and Lowerville almost stunned Jeanerette tonight, but Jeanerette goes in, wins 16-15. What a game between two good programs here. Surprised to see Lowerville fall to 0-3.
You're right. I'm very surprised to see that.
But they've been battling the last 3 weeks. Them and VC were in a shootout last week, and then they lost by 7 to ERAV back in week 1 or 2. So I mean, they've been getting everybody's best effort here through the first 4 weeks. But Jeanerette 3-0. Oof. When they get in that Division 4 bracket, watch out.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
You're right.
Central Catholic, no match tonight for Bunkie, 26-3. What are you guys hearing from your end on how good Bunkie is this year?
That they are a state championship contender.
Come on.
Definitely. That they could be in the dome. That's what we're hearing.
I agree with that. Most definitely.
It seemed
Bunkie's tough.
like they got all their chips pushed to the front of the table, the middle of the table, and it seems like they're all in right now. And I think it's dome or bust. Is what the mentality is right now. So Bunkie, 4-0. We talked about scary 4-0 teams. That's one of them.
Yes.
St. Charles, De La Salle, 5 turnovers in this one. De La Salle gets their first victory, 10-0. The rest of the way for St. Charles, you're not worried.
We're not used to seeing this type of St. Charles team.
Right.
We're not starting off 0-3. Wayne Stein is a great coach. I'm sure he's going to get the ball on the right track soon. I'm sure he will. But right now, seeing St. Charles 0-3, this is
It's
And
not
who-
right.
yeah.
It's just not right.
And who knows what would have happened against Newman?
They lost to Newman.
I mean, not
You mean Lutcher?
Lutcher. Who
Yeah.
knows what would have happened to Lutcher? They very well could have been sitting 0-4 right now.
Correct.
So your thoughts, real quick, Gary. Not used to seeing the comments.
No, I'm not. We're not. We're used to seeing the comments in the championship game. You know, I mean, as
How
far
many
as
years
that.
in a row was it?
Yeah, it's
5.
5, I think.
5 in a row. Yes.
But I mean, it's amazing to see where that. But don't sleep on them.
No.
Don't sleep on this team.
Tough moving up in the divisions.
That's
though.
right. That's
They
what I'm
did.
saying. They took the gamble and they moved up. Well, it's showing.
That's what happened.
It's showing. That's what
Yes.
happened.
Growing pains.
Oh yeah.
You
But
the,
hey.
you the opponent?
They can,
Oh, yeah.
they can take care of it. They're going to learn from this.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
You the opponent?
Oh yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't.
You said
Yeah.
you said,
That's the only said he made the right decision.
Gary said don't be going for it. You saw,
Oh, and go for that sucker. Yeah.
you saw tonight a team go for it and probably take the points. You might have walked out of there with a 1-point victory.
Right. And I wrote it on my because I was taking the stats and stuff like that, and I wrote on that should have gone for the field goal. and I circled it. And I was like, well, you can't say that on air, but I mean, I'm just saying, in my opinion, you don't leave points out there. But I understand what Coach Maul was doing. He wanted to make a statement. And honestly,
And the big fullback was getting 3 yards
Yeah.
all night.
yeah, so I understand. I see both sides of the fence.
We're gonna talk about that game in a minute.
Yeah.
Eunice falls to 0-4 tonight. They battle Kinder tonight, 22-16. Another good ball game here locally. Yellow Jackets 3-1. Now they gear up to go play a really good Logan Sport team next week. Oof, that's gonna be fireworks, my friend.
You're right.
What else we got? Southside, back-to-back weeks, big wins for Coach Jess Curtis's team. 28-0 over Lafayette. Sam Houston rolled tonight over Sulphur 46-7. Sam Houston's only loss right now to Turlings.
Right.
How good is the Broncos?
Oh, they're good. They're
They're legit.
Yeah.
They're legit.
They're taking off right from last year.
What else we got? Acadiana, 62-0 victory over Nish. Hello, lock of the week.
There you go.
Yeah.
4-0. Westlake and DeRitter. Chaston had the call of this one tonight. Westlake moves to 4-0. 42-28 victory over DeRitter. It's time we start paying a little bit more attention to Westlake down in Lake Charles.
You're right. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, we must.
This one right here, I'm still stunned by.
Me too.
Like, you got two undefeateds here. It's at Centerville, and North Iberville must have something we don't know about, and we better start paying very close attention, move forward,
Yeah.
because North Iberville goes on the road and drops a 50-piece at Centerville, 50-7. It's just 3 straight
Yeah.
weeks. They have really set the tone of the season. This is their first year playing LSUSA varsity football,
I know.
and they're out the gate swinging. They're throwing haymakers.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we're here and we're going for it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I just didn't see this coming at all.
They're saying get to know us now.
Yeah.
My eyebrows are raised and my eyeballs are glued to North Iberville moving forward.
Most definitely.
Iowa beats Wasserman 41-18. Iowa's only loss this year is to an out-of-state team in Texas. I think the Yellow Jackets are really good.
They are really good. Really
Yes,
good.
yes.
I remember y'all did y'all preseason predictions. VK actually showed Iowa some love.
He sure did. He
And
sure
they're
did.
backing them up right now.
You would love that.
Yeah.
Leesville knocks off Pineville 41-13. What was the over/under of yardage tonight from Mr. Ford, in your opinion?
Oh.
250 over/under?
Under 250.
Under 250
Right.
for Mr. Ford. Somebody let us know in the chat if you got those stats, because my man's going off this season.
Yes.
He's on all the charts.
Barb gets a big time win. They move to 3-1 and knock off Karen Crow 21-13. The Barb Buccaneers, ladies and gentlemen, put some respect on their name.
Yes. And Karen Crow, man, they're just struggling right now. But don't sleep on them.
0-4, unlikely territory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't sleep
another
on
team that's in the wrong part of the woods right now with a 1-4 record. But like Gary said, don't sleep on them yet.
And this was a district game here.
Right.
Yes, it was.
You had Karen Crow winning the district.
I
I
did.
had Karen Crow winning the
I
district.
think we
And
all did. I think we all did.
Yeah.
well, it's gonna be tough.
It's
You
gonna be tough
better
now.
win out.
That's right.
But Barb, big time win. Acadiana, they look like the favorite right now.
Yeah, totally agree.
Fear the beer.
Yeah.
There.
That's it.
Let's see. That Barb and Acadiana game might be some fun down the
Oh,
road.
it might be.
Faraday knocks off Delhi Charter, the battle of the undefeateds, 50-32. Is this Faraday of old? Remember Faraday made their trip to the title game a couple years back?
Mhm.
And are we starting to see a glimpse of the old Faraday coming back?
Yes, sir.
Gary, thoughts?
I think it's possible. You know, they've been slowly building to try to get back to that, and hey, they're doing a pretty good job so far. You know,
A little early to tell.
only time will tell.
Time will tell. We'll see how they do. Coach Doty's Sterlington team took one off the chin a week ago. Now they welcome in an undefeated West Washita ball club, and this one was every bit of advertised on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Final score, West Washita stays perfect. They make the move down to 4A, and they are taking every advantage of it. 29-28 over Sterlington. What a game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anytime you have a game with a score like that, it's got to be exciting.
Has to be. Has to be.
Jennings knocks off Northwest 35-14. What a big-time win for the Bulldogs tonight over a Raider ball club as talented across the board.
You're right. I didn't expect this score, but I tell you what, it's Jennings. They're coming in and they're starting to prove to themselves as well as to everybody else.
Yes.
Hey, we're here.
Yes.
Hey, this was a game back in week 1 that 2 touchdowns called back. We're tied up, and Jennings very well could be 4-0 right now.
Correct. You're right.
So, Jennings, yes, you got my attention. You know what else got my attention? Dunham.
There you go.
Dunham has my full attention. 21-18 with a really good Dunham offense that speaks volumes to Ascension Catholic and the coaching staff and that defense over there.
No, without a doubt, man. And the wins they had so far over St. Charles Catholic and now Ascension Catholic, Dunham is legit. They are for real, especially the quarterback that they have, Elijah Haven. My gosh, and he's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
This team is one you got to look out for.
You know they can light up a scoreboard in a heartbeat,
Yeah.
but look like they got a pretty good defense on that other sideline also.
Yeah, definitely hold Ascension Catholic to 18 points without a doubt.
And Coach Narcisse's guys over there at Ascension Catholic showing major signs to be a threat in Division 4.
Yes, sir.
Yes, most definitely.
You know who else could be a threat in Division 4? It seems like they're always in the mix every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's Vermilion Catholic Screaming Eagles.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Tonight, a big lead on ERAF on the road. You saw it vanish in the flash of a light there. 41-34, ERAF came storming right back in that game and made this one a lot more interesting. Where VC survives a great comeback from ERAF. ERAF's gonna be all right.
Oh yeah, you have to be fine, without a doubt.
VC is a threat to make a run at this.
Well, VC never left.
Right.
I hate to say that as well. VC never left. They're always a contender.
Yes.
They're ringing that bell with pride when they get back home.
That's right.
Elijah Haven picks up a offer from LSU today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
When you talk about statement games from Thursday night, you gotta go to Opelousas Catholic over Sacred Heart. Gary
It wasn't close.
was not close. 42-0 Vikings rolled over Sacred Heart. Gary, I gotta learn my lesson.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta stop picking against them.
Oh,
They
man.
have burned me 2 weeks in a row, and the Vikings. Well, I needed to see these last 2 weeks. They proved it. They're still dangerous.
OC is still dominant. They had a lot of rumors going around about they lost a lot and this, that, and the other. Well, they may have lost a lot, but they have a lot of good people coming up, so I don't think they lost much.
Hey.
They're still there.
Phenomenal coaching staff over there. They got their guys coming out the gate.
Right.
And 4-0 Opelousas Catholic trying to defend their district crown. I think they
Right.
won it 3 years in a row.
Right.
So Vikings heavy favorite to win
And
again.
they had injuries early, and they seem to be getting all of their players back because they had a couple of key people that were out.
Now that
and
Cross
now-
Dillon is back at quarterback,
Yeah.
and you got Rowan Badger at tailback.
Right.
Man, they're
Look
scary.
out, they are scary.
Mhm.
I gotta start
You
picking
bet.
the Vikings moving forward
Yeah.
because they burning me the last
Yeah.
2 weeks. Catholic New Iberia, Notre Dame on Thursday night. Boy, did this one have a little bit of everything. The quarterback for Catholic New Iberia, 5 TDs through
Yes.
the air.
Right.
Yep.
Notre Dame, they talked about their senior leadership. A lot of veteran guys coming back. Defense would carry them. But on a dry field, Catholic New Iberia looks really, really good.
Right.
Yeah.
The only loss they had was in a mud pit.
That's it.
Week one.
Week
You know, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you put them on a dry field, man. I'm scared. We watched them in the Jamboree, and they totally dominated in 2 quarters. You know that's Jamboree. It's
Right.
2 halves. You know, and they dominated really, really, bad as far as the dominating and controlling their team. So the other team, and then
What
they went to the first game and got in that mud fest, and all of a sudden dry field. 3 in a row.
What really stood out from Mr. Mike's post on Facebook was he never thought he would see a Notre Dame team out physical
Right.
like they was on Thursday night.
Yeah.
The physicality was really on the other side of the football, and had flashbacks of Catholic New Iberia and Notre Dame for the state championship back in the day.
That was back in the day. Yes.
Catholic New Iberia, watch out because Big Red, that's a team right now that is hitting on all cylinders. Shaw and LCA, my friend.
Yes.
I got the man on the panel. He saw it first up close. First trip to Knight Stadium, and you leave Knight Stadium a happy man.
I sure did.
Beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful
Beautiful
stadium.
stadium.
Beautiful atmosphere.
Yes.
And Shaw went in and had a good time.
Yeah.
And not many people were giving you guys credit this week. A lot of people went and picked LCA. They're home. They're explosive on offense. I mean, and you guys just blocked out the noise, made it a business trip, came over and handled business. 31-8. No one goes into Knight Stadium and does that, but the Shaw Eagles did.
They sure did, man. Dominated the line of scrimmage offensively.
No,
Hayden, I know. Yeah, I know.
Next game.
Yeah. Man, you give up over 300 yards rushing. That is, that's not a good look for LCA. I'm sure they're going to work on that. But on the short side, 300 yards rushing for Jasper Parker, my God, that's phenomenal. And they continue to do that over and over and over again. And just wearing down that LCA defense.
And then look at the resume for Shaw up to this point, including the Jamboree, my man.
Yeah.
You guys had quite some battles along the way, and you guys are heading into the week 5, the midway point, and it's like, okay, you've seen a little bit of everything.
Yo, without a doubt, from Edna Carr, and from St. Augustine, and then Rummel, and now LCA, which are 4 of the best teams in the state.
Right.
We faced them all, and we're not done. We still got Walker. We still got De La Salle next week, so the schedule is still tough. But I think Shaw is starting to find itself right now,
Right.
and they can only go up from here.
You always want to play your best ball late.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
correct.
we'll see if y'all can get into a groove here, but a signature win on the road. I'm sure you got an interview at the end of it with
Jasper Parker.
Jasper. What he
Yes.
had to say about tonight's
Oh,
performance.
he said overall great team performance. He thanked his O-line for what they were able to do. He said he couldn't do it without them, and he said, losing, we don't like to lose, but me as a senior leader, I had to take the leadership role of getting this team mentally prepared for the next game, which was today, and being ready to play.
And LCA moving forward, still probably the favorite in that district.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I think they'll be fine, especially in Division III select. They'll be fine, even though there's Dunham and Calvary Baptist. But Lafayette Christian will be a force to reckon with. They'll be fine.
I think
It's
so.
about
Also.
Monkey too.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Catholic New Iberia.
Yeah, too. Yes.
All the new
and
teams
that's-
coming in a new division
Yeah.
is just like, oh my gosh.
I might have got that wrong, JB.
It's all right.
I might have got that wrong. They might be in Division 2.
It's all right. Well, we coming, Troy.
Yeah.
He's gonna run on you, Troy. He's running on you. Trust me.
Shaw and St. James got a
In 2 weeks. Yes. St. James. How forget about them? My fault.
Shaw and St. James in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, buddy.
Might have to
Look
get you
out.
to call into the show that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, Gary. Your thoughts of first time, and they put in the chat, first time since 2015, the lowest they've scored at LCA.
Oh,
Stadium.
yeah, that really shocked me that they scored. They did that score. That really did that. They only scored 8 points. But the fact that their defense allowed 31.
They're in
You
Division
know,
3.
whenever when you're used to seeing LCA, you're used to seeing them score, and you're used to seeing them stop people.
Yes.
And they just couldn't do it against Shaw.
No.
Tonight was
missing the running back tonight.
Yeah.
How critical is he for that offense?
Oh, Jalen Noel is very critical for Lafayette Christian Academy. Very critical. That's a big piece of their puzzle. I really think their offense is situated to work around him. Yeah, you got a good wide receiver and you got a brand new quarterback, but Jalen Noel to me is the centerpiece that keeps Lafayette Christian offense going this season.
And have they seen an offense like y'all up to this point?
Rummel.
Rummel runs similar offenses.
Rummel runs the spread. Westgate runs the spread. So
Okay.
they've seen.
So they've seen it. They just haven't probably not seen a Jasper Parker up to this point.
That's the best running back they've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So good win for Shaw tonight. The Hash It Out Show makes their way to come do a recap show with us. I think LCA is going to be fine moving forward, and I think Shaw, this is going to send you guys into a stretch that y'all gonna win some games
Oh, yeah.
moving forward.
It's going to be exciting moving
Confidence,
forward.
confidence coming out of this week is at an all-time high. I'm almost sure.
Oh yeah.
You know who else is a confident group?
Yeah.
Airline. Their motto, which I don't know if it's their motto, but they might as well put this in the locker room. We may get into a score fest, but if I got one more point better than you that night,
It's a win.
It's a win.
It's a win.
I may beat you 66-65. I still win the ball game.
Right, exactly.
Defensive coordinator
Man.
must not get much sleep over the weekend. Tonight,
I think he might be hitting something a little bit stronger than a coach.
Yeah.
Oh man, but like, oh my God.
we asked the question on Wednesday night, can Airline turn into contender status if the defense keeps improving? 28-28 back-to-back weeks tonight. Evangel, they're going to get their points. They got a talented quarterback. Tonight they put up 42. And Airline squeaks by with a 5-point victory at home. 47-42. Ben Taylor, my God, he's putting up massive numbers again.
Yeah, without a doubt, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the state, and he just continues to show why he's one of the best in the state.
Right. And we talked about this. We've been talking about this all year. Airline is going to score. They are going to score their points. Can you slow down just a little bit, or can you keep up with them? Because and I hate to say this. Sorry, I'm not saying anything that we don't know. Their defense is not that good as far as Airline, but their offense is so good that they just keep scoring.
Outscore somebody.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Evangel. We've been asking all year, is the E back? Well, they may not be back to where they were, but they're getting there.
Coming, yes.
So look out. For them to put up 42 points and keep up with Airline, they're going to get there. But right now, Airline is clicking on all offensive cylinders, so look out.
So where do you put them in your conversation right now in Division I non-select?
Maybe quarterfinals. Maybe the second round for sure.
I would say at least second round, maybe quarters, depending on the bracket.
And if they outscore somebody,
Then semis.
Yeah.
Then maybe semis, depending on who they get in the
they got
bracket.
caught last year in a 1-point loss in a shootout.
Right.
So you better have good special teams too, because
Yeah.
every point will matter.
That's right.
Everyone.
Every point.
Every point.
Mm-hmm.
You go over 2, them extra points, don't miss them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every point will matter. This seems like the year though, Airline, like we talked about chips in the middle of the table, it seems like Airline's all in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if they got to do it the dirty way and just outscore you, seems like they're all in for
Yeah.
that.
But on any given day, and it depends on if they stay clean as far as injuries. They make sure they don't have the injury bug. It hits them, because as well as I do, one key injury can just derail, everybody.
That's
So
right.
they have to stay healthy, and man, they just have to keep on working to try to get their defense to stop somebody. I hate to say it that way.
Well, they did get a stop.
You know,
They did.
They did.
They won.
I know they got one stop, so
You get 1 to 3 stops a night. You
Yeah.
recipe for success over there in
There you
Bossier
go.
City.
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Let's check their schedule real quick before we move forward. What's coming up for Airline? Captain Shreve next week. Then a date with Parkway. Bird waits week 9.
How is Shreve doing this year?
Not the Shreve of the 2 seed a year ago.
Okay.
Bird week 9. That one could be something.
Yeah.
So we go from a lot of offense and we go to some defense.
Yeah, a lot of defense.
A lot of defense here. If I told you a field goal and a safety would be the only points tonight that Brother Martin would score, you would call me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
6 days out of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Jesuit tonight, and Jesuit got a big win last week
Right.
over
E.D. White.
E.D. White.
Mhm.
Correct.
So everybody thought this could have been 5A over 3A. Jesuit expected to win type of deal. But tonight, Jesuit goes and finds a way at home against a really good Brother Morton team. 17-5. What is this, baseball?
That's
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I mean, I wasn't expecting this at all. To be honest with you, I thought Brother Martin would win this ball game, but man, Jesuit had another idea. on their
Right.
mind.
Yeah, they just weren't kosher with that
Touchdown, two
scenario.
field goals.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Jesuit. We saw Jesuit play at Tulane a couple years ago for the title.
Against Catholic.
Are they close to getting back to that style, or they still a good ways away?
I think they're some ways away from that style. I don't think
Yeah.
this team is at that level yet.
They're working towards that, but I don't know if they're there this year.
Yeah.
I think they're about a year or so away.
And St. Paul's is trying to get to the title game. I'm not sure how long it's been or if they've ever been, but if they were ever going to do it, this is the year. Walk-off field goal over John F. Kennedy tonight, 25-22. St. Paul's is in Division I Select, so they would have to go through the gauntlet. And John F. Kennedy is in Division II Non-Select, so a loss like this...
No, the intellect.
Select, correction. A loss like this really could benefit John F. Kennedy moving forward, and a win like this for St. Paul's, knowing that you can find a way to win the close ones. Both teams could take away from this contest.
Oh, without a doubt. This Kennedy lost to a game-winning field goal to St. Paul's is not a bad loss for them. And, they're filled with talent. They're going to be fine.
They're two great teams.
Yeah.
They're not good teams. They're two
great.
great teams.
Yes.
Just one had to win.
That's it.
Speaking of great teams, you had to think in the back of your head, Catholic of Baton Rouge, shocked a week ago, lost in overtime at their home field. You had to think they were going to have it on their mind this week, come out pissed off, and play 4 quarters of football, Catholic of Baton Rouge style. West Monroe was scoring a lot of points here these last few weeks, and they come into Catholic of Baton Rouge. A lot of people said, okay, this one's going to be close. West Monroe has a legitimate shot. Well, not so fast. Catholic of Baton Rouge, you don't want to wake up the bear.
No, definitely. Don't poke the bear
They're
either.
still the defending state champions.
Yes, they are.
And they're gonna do everything in their power to get back to the Superdome.
Yes, sir.
And you know what? They got smacked in the mouth last week in overtime, and I don't really call it that. Maybe they just got pushed in the mouth. I don't think they got slapped. And they got a bad taste in their mouth. So look out. They're gonna be hard to beat from now on.
31-14. What a response a week later.
Yeah, and defensively, they played well. The whole West Monroe to 14 points.
Yes, that's a feat in itself.
Yes, right.
What else we got? John Curtis Rummel. Always a great ball game with these two meet. but it never seems like they play much of offense in this because the defense are so good when they go at each other.
Right.
It's always a 10-14, 14-7 type of game, 7-10. It seems like these two defenses really get after it whenever they meet up.
That's two
Yes,
teams that
definitely.
they just don't like each other.
Yep.
They wouldn't even play each other at one time when they weren't in the same
Same
district. So now they're in the same district, and it's a hard fought matchup between the two every year. And as you see right here.
But the thing about
That
it
is like Georgia, Bama, huh? On
Yeah.
Saturday.
But the thing about it is, okay, John Curtis has so much tradition, and I'm sorry. Look at how many state championships that they've won in the years, and you got Archbishop Rummel, who's there, and
Red hot right
they
now.
are red hot with
Yeah.
that aura is just smoking. And let me tell you something, they just played hard, and Rummel came out on top.
There you go.
14-7, a complete team trying to go finish it off in the dome this year. Fell just short in the
Yeah.
semis
Mhm.
last year. Well, I think they got the squad to do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so too.
Most definitely.
They stay healthy. Watch out for Rummel.
Yeah.
Cecilia and Central Baton Rouge, really good football team this year with Central Baton Rouge. Defense, offense, special teams, and it starts with the head man, Coach David Semino.
Yes.
One of the
Yes.
best around, and he's gonna have that team playing for a title, if not this year, in the years to come.
Near future.
Cecilia, injury tonight. Prayers are with Diesel. Not sure what the extent of the injury is. Hopefully he's back because what a dynamic player he is, and we would hate to see him miss any time.
Definitely.
Correct.
Yeah.
Alexandria and Opelousas met tonight, and this one right
Wow.
here, wow. I'm gonna have to call my guy, Mr. Doug Gann over there with 446 Sports, and ask him first off, how's the mama's fried chicken?
Yeah,
And
buddy.
second off, how great of a football game this was tonight. This had every bit of a semifinal feel to it.
Right. Most
Packed out
definitely.
atmosphere, stadium was rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Opelousas gave Alexandria everything they wanted and more, because Alexandria, the first 3 weeks, they just cruised.
Oh yeah,
Most
definitely.
definitely.
Yeah.
They looked like a complete team, and tonight, it would take everything and a little bit more to squeeze off a 43-40 victory on the road. Insane game, two great ball clubs. Alexandria could find their way to the title game, and Opelousas can be right back into the title game.
Right.
Both of them. Yes.
How fun was this one? Can't wait to see it again next year.
Oh man.
Yes, you're right.
You're right. Definitely with the two running backs. You know, Sean Ford for Opelousas and JT Lindsay for Alexandria.
We were told JT Lindsay, from some Opelousas fans tonight, JT Lindsay, every bit of advertised. So LSU's getting them a good one.
Yes, most definitely.
Y'all got anything else on that game? 43-40. Incredible.
Yeah.
No, that's all I can say.
I'm going to have to
Yeah.
go back and watch the 446 live stream
Right.
just to see how that one played out, but whew, what a game.
Yeah.
Westgate, we got reports late that Antoine did not play for Westgate. Turlings already coming in. They were dangerous enough, so if you take away a serious weapon for Westgate, this one got out of hand here. 42-20. Turlings moves to 4-0, and Turlings might have had a shot to win this whether he was playing or not, because they're a really good ball club.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. I agree with you.
You know, the Turlings dominated, and Westgate. When you take a big part of your team out like they did, like that's going to cripple you. And I think Turlings took advantage of that. They just said, "Oh,
No.
they're injured. Let's go for blood," and they just dominated. That was a big victory for Turlings.
Westgate chances to a state championship rise on the back of Jabari Antoine.
Most definitely.
And if he's not healthy, they're not going to get to the dome. They
Right.
need him healthy every step of the way.
So they need to be taking care of him with kid gloves. Make sure he's doing what he has to do. But
Well, yeah.
I agree.
So it was the start of district play between Turlings and Westgate, and this one seems like this district is long from over, but Turlings takes a huge step in the opening round of district play to go and claim that district title. You know, Turling's STM down the road, always a classic of a football game. Two great communities meet up. So we'll see how that one plays out. We'll check on the health with Westgate and some fun.
Definitely.
Some fun in that district for sure. Turling's 4-0, really, really good. We'll see if they crack the Hash It Out Show's top 5 this week.
Right.
St. Thomas More, a lot of concerns right now with the Cougars. Did graduate a ton, but Neville, they have answered every question through 4 weeks.
Yes.
And Neville looks like this is 2016 all over again. Where they,
Right.
I think that's their last trip to the Dome.
Yeah. Right.
What do y'all guys think about Neville right now? I mean, out the gate, firing on all cylinders.
I think they're the real deal.
Neville is the real deal.
Yeah.
Yes, they've made a statement over and over and over. Look out for Neville.
Yes. The teams they played, and they beat every one of them. And these are legitimate teams that they played. Neville's for real.
So how good will that Neville Ruston game be down the road then?
Oh, if you saw the Jamboree game,
We only got 2 quarters of it.
you
Now we get 48 minutes.
48 minutes, 4 quarters. It's gonna go down to the buzzer.
Ruston Neville, Gary, excited for it down the road?
Oh yes, most definitely. I'd be like going, Popcorn City, keep it coming. Yes.
Well, let's flip the script. Games of the night throughout the state of Louisiana. Gary, you start us off. We had great games all across the state, but games of the night in your opinion?
There were 3 of them that, as far as games of the night, that I thought were close, very competitive. I thought VC and Erath. I think that was a very exciting game. I think it was important.
41-35.
41-34. Yeah, final. West Washita over Sterlington, 29-28. And I saw we had this backwards, but Vinton over Delcom.
Overtime victory.
Yeah, overtime victory. So I think it was. Those are my 3 games of the nights as far as that. Now I could have went with the ones that we covered too, but I thought these were a little bit there. Yeah.
JB?
Well, first one I got is Evangel and Airline. Scoring a lot of points, exciting offenses. That's what you need a ticket for. Offense sells tickets. Also, Alexandria and Opelousas, 43-40. 2 of the best running backs in the state also. And then JFK and St. Paul's. St. Paul's with the game-winning field goal, 25-22. I'm sure St. Paul's went nuts. The football team running all over the field.
You got to check out the Wolfpack Broadcasting
Yeah.
Network.
Oh,
See
yeah.
how that one finished
Oh,
up.
yeah. So those are my 3.
Let's see. I got 5 for you guys. Lake Arthur over Oakdale, Thursday night, live on Under the Lights. Oh, what a finish and what a thriller that one was. So thank you to those guys for allowing us to be there. I got Alexandria over Opelousas, 43-40. Could you ask for a better game tonight in the state of Louisiana than that one?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
St. Paul's walk-off field goal over John F. Kennedy. Boy, I would like to have been a fly flying around there watching that one. Northside over North Vermilion tonight, 33-31. That was back and forth for 4 quarters. And then Vinton over Delcom, overtime victory. Games of the night.
Right.
Any upsets, my friend?
Well, I'm going by teams that I thought were going to win or it was going to be closer, and it ended up not. Welsh over South Bow. I thought South Bow was better than that, and Welsh just really put it on them. 28-0. Vols over Buckeye. You know, I knew Vols had a good offense and stuff, but I didn't expect them to shut out Buckeye at 46-0. And then, believe it or not, North DeSoto over Northwood Shreveport. I thought that that was I thought Shreveport was better than that, and I didn't think North Dakota was good, and it was 38-21 ball game. So I thought those were my 3 upsets.
Okay.
So JB, no walk-off field goal here.
Now the score?
It was 22-16.
So they had time left? I was told walk-off field goal.
Let's
I'm
see.
sorry, everybody. I apologize.
Let's see. If it was 25-16
Oh, it was a big.
with 4 minutes to go.
What was Devin talking about?
I have no idea.
You saw it in the text, right?
Uh-huh.
I was going by what Devin said. Never again, Devin. I'm sorry.
So they're going for an onside kick right here. And they rushed and
They didn't get it.
they point towards St. Paul's. So the game came down to an onside kick
There we
That's
go.
what it was.
All right.
and penalty flash live. Well, courtesy of Wolfpack Broadcasting
That's
Network.
right.
Indeed.
So forgive us for the last 2 hours of saying walk-off field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JB. What you got?
Upsets of the night. I got 2 of them. First one, Catholic of New Iberia over Notre Dame. I did not think, and I didn't see that happening. And Jesuit over Brother Martin.
Yeah.
That's a shocker to me.
Okay. Upsets of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Catholic of New Iberia over Notre Dame. The talk of the town was this was Notre Dame's year. Well, someone forgot to tell Catholic New Iberia to not show up. What a win for those guys. Jesuit over Brother Martin, 17-5. Well, Brother Martin 3-0 out the gate. Jesuit, great upset win tonight. Vinton over Delcom, I threw in there. I mean, overtime, both teams are pretty good, but Vinton gets the win over Delcom, and then Welsh over South Beauregard. We both thought the same thing. South Bow 3-0. They're at home. They're rolling. Welsh injured 1-2. 28-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goose egg.
That's right.
Right. Yep.
Garrett, we got a lot of statement wins of the night. You narrowed it down to 3.
I got 3.
Who's your statement wins of the night?
Statement win for this is OC over Sacred Heart. Dominating win. OC, they're still the champs.
Yeah.
You know, so they have to do it. Catholic of New Iberia over Notre Dame. Very big statement win. They said, hey, you're not as good as you think you are. They basically put it out there. And North Iberville over Centerville. I thought Centerville was going to be a lot more competitive, and North Iberville just blew it to them. So I think that's 50-7.
50 piece.
Yeah, so I think that was my statement wins. Those 3 teams really put forth their foot on that statement. They said, hey, don't forget about us.
JB, statement wins of the night.
I got 5.
Go for it.
First one, Archbishop Shaw over Lafayette Christian Academy.
With 3 exclamation points.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll agree with that.
There we go. Yeah. Shaw dominant. That's a Parker with 300 yards. A lot of people didn't think Shaw would win this game after seeing how they looked against Rummel, but Shaw put the pieces back together and showed the state that they are a legit team. Number 2, Hornville over Terrebonne. Hornville letting that district know that we are not to be played with, and we are coming, and we will be relevant again. Number 3, Bastrop over St. Fred's. Bastrop letting everyone know that they're back.
Yes.
Barb over Carencro.
Oh, yeah.
Barb,
Definitely.
yeah, that's a statement when Barb letting that district know it won't be easy to beat us this season.
Right.
And St. Paul's over JFK. That's a statement
Yeah.
for St. Paul's letting everyone in Division I Select know that they are for real.
Yeah.
Right. I agree. 100%.
Statement wins of the week for myself. Here we go. Archbishop Shaw over Lafayette Christian Academy. You don't just go in the Knight Stadium and kick the door down and rush for 300 yards. Congratulations, my man.
Thank you.
What a statement across the state right now. Neville, dominant win over St. Thomas More, earns statement win of the night. You want to be back? Why don't you go dominate state champion from a year ago?
Yeah.
Turlings over Westgate, injury or not. Turlings a better football team than they're getting credit for.
Right.
Catholic New Iberia over Notre Dame. I'm starting to like this Catholic New Iberia Panther team a heck of a lot, and they proved it on Thursday night over Notre Dame. That's not a bad Pio football team they beat.
Yeah, not at all.
And then Opelousas over Sacred Heart. Gary, you're starting to make me a believer.
Opelousas Catholic is not. They haven't lost a lick from last year and the year before that. I mean, it's like they keep on performing, and I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. Time to give out some helmet stickers at this time, my friend. Let's talk helmet stickers. Who deserves them this week?
Northside for the performance today and all that, and if it would have went the other way, it would have been North Vermilion. But I mean, Northside came out with the victory, hanging on. Last night, the game that you called, Lake Arthur, great game. I enjoyed it. I finished class and I was sitting in the office watching it, going, "Wow, ooh," And this one here, this is just for me, these guys making a statement saying that, they're still here, they're powerful, and they're going to make a run again, and that's Acadiana for doing such an awesome job and finally getting our helmet, so I'm excited about that.
You know what else we got
And
tonight?
we got a new helmet from Moore, a North Vermilion helmet, so we're excited for that.
You get a helmet sticker for that.
Oh yeah, I could give a helmet. That's a nice helmet. But Acadiana is my last one, and that's my three.
Helmet stickers, JB.
First one goes to Lake Charles College Prep.
Big win.
Big win after they were tied 34-34, 21 unanswered points to get their first win. Second one, Baker Buffaloes 4-0.
Right, you're right.
DeQuincy 4-0, and it's the first time that they've been 4-0 in quite some time. I want to say about 15 years, maybe a little bit more.
2009.
2009.
According to Jake.
Yeah. And last but not least, De La Salle getting a big win over St. Charles Catholic.
Yeah. I like them.
Thank you.
Helmet stickers for myself. We go with Lake Arthur Thursday night. Incredible football game. They found a way to win at the end at home, earns first helmet sticker. Tonight, Northside gets a win at home, covered by us, helmet sticker. For JB coming on the show in an impressive win tonight, Archbishop Shaw earns my third helmet sticker. Welsh Greyhounds, big win tonight over an undefeated South Beauregard team. Coach Corville and his team gets my helmet sticker. And then I'll give my last one to Avoyos. They went and handled a Buckeye team that was coming into their house. They were 0-3, and they blew them out. They get their first win of the season. I'll give my last helmet sticker to the Mustangs. So let's talk about these last two games before we get on out of here, Gary.
Yes.
Oakdale, Lake Arthur, you watched it from afar.
Right.
Your thoughts?
Oakdale Lake Arthur game was a lot of excitement. The way it ended with that, I say the way it ended, that big play at the end, that long touchdown pass, that was really exciting. I mean, but it was set up so perfect by what they were running all night, and he got in that. But it was two competitive teams that left everything out on the field. I enjoyed it. It's a shame that somebody has to lose a game like that, but boy, was it exciting. I can only say great job.
Yeah, Lake Arthur, Oakdale, it was definitely one to remember, and grateful to have the opportunity to get on down there to Lake Arthur on Thursday. Two teams that played 48 minutes of football.
Right.
And tonight, 33-31, Northside gets the victory over North Vermilion. We were also there, ran into some technical difficulties in pregame. Some certain things broke. We made it work. We finished off the game. Thank you to Bryson for coming and meet us tonight, helping us out with the broadcast. Controversy at the end. A late fumble really almost flipped this game on his head. You go back to the two fake punts from Jonathan Bonnet, really closed the door.
That was amazing, and I hate to say it this way, but I mean, when you have a young man that can notice that there's nobody on the outside and he's fast enough to get there twice, not once, but twice on a fourth down.
That's a senior that's
punt.
played a lot of ball.
And man,
What a
you got to give him a tap on the back or a kick in the butt, whichever you want to do it. But I mean, you got that's being able to focus and see something. And man, that just made it exciting.
Yeah.
It made it more exciting. And then
the defense gets a fourth and goal from the 1 yard line.
Stop.
It was
Right.
going to be the go-ahead touchdown. And then you look at this one, and real quick, the player of the game tonight was a freshman, 6'2", 180. I'm going to have to send you the highlights, but my man was, you got Mawson tonight in the end zone.
They threw the ball up, and he would go get it. He could be double teamed. He went up and got a football, and between two defenders, caught it, brought it down, and kept going. It was unbelievable. He'd throw the ball up and say, "Okay, he's out there. Go ahead, throw it."
Yeah.
And
He
it was
probably
amazing.
made two of the best catches I've seen in the end zone this year.
Oh, most definitely. I will agree with you on that.
It shows the trust between quarterback and receiver. Hey, I'm gonna throw it up to my freshman because I know he's a dog.
Right.
I know he's gonna go make the play. So, what an incredible night! What an incredible week 4 it was, and no game for us tomorrow. But they do have a game in the state of Louisiana. That's St. Aug and Warren Easton. So if you want to watch some football, get on out to that stadium there. How about we get you excited for week 5 as we close the door here? 2 undefeateds will meet next week. Bird and Parkway. That one's going to have excitement all over it. Episcopal and Ascension Catholic could be some major shift in the rankings after those two battle it out next week. San Amant and Dutchtown battle it out next week. That's going to be 2 good ball clubs.
You're right.
St. Ed's Opelousas Catholic, battle of the 4-0s, and the winner of this one will be in the driver's seat for the district.
Yes.
What else
Very
we got?
important.
Westgate, St. Thomas More. Can St. Thomas More find their rhythm again? And can Westgate get Antoine back? That's what I'm looking for.
There you
Yeah,
go.
definitely.
I guess I say rhythm. Can they find their swagger back?
Correct.
Yeah.
Carroll and Wassman next week. That's a rivalry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vermilion Catholic and Riverside will headline the game of the week in the smaller schools bracket for sure. What else we got? Lafayette Christian will head to Central of Baton Rouge, and Central of Baton Rouge. Oof, what a team! Can the LCA bounce back next week? De La Salle and Shaw next week, my friend,
Yes,
live
sir.
from y'all field.
That's right.
Cecilia and Notre Dame. What is the status for Diesel? Will he be back against Notre Dame? Lake Charles College Prep, Fred 7, really good. No, Catholic No Iberia, they got to sling that thing around. Quarterback on Thursday night had 5 touchdowns, so excited to see that matchup. Opelousas, close loss tonight. We'll head to Zachary next week.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
St. Charles and St. James next week. What else we got? Rummel Brother Martin next week. Kinder at Logansport next week. Iota and Church Point. Destrehan and Terrebonne. St. Paul's and ULab. Southern Lab and Denham Springs. ERAF and Westlake. Battle of the Undefeateds here. St. Martin's Episcopal and Pope John Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Kenwood and Amite. Gonna be a fun one.
Yes, sir.
Warren Easton, John Curtis. Holy Cross Jesuit. And of course, St. Aug rounds off a phenomenal week 5. Gary, final thoughts? Closes out tonight.
Man, great week of high school football. It's got another game tomorrow, so if ever you want to watch it or go see it, that's going to be an awesome time. Man, it keeps getting better and better. The competition is just so fierce. Man, I'm just excited, and I can't wait for next week.
Okay, the final words as we close this one out tonight.
It's a great week 4. Had a bunch of great ball games yesterday, today, and we still got one tomorrow. Thank you for letting me come here. Appreciate it. Thanks for the invite.
Anytime, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, had a great time. And
Two good teachers right here sitting on the outside, teaching kids throughout the week. So this isn't their this isn't how you say that. You guys have
We have regular jobs.
y'all guys teach
yes.
full time. So respect what you guys do. Y'all do tremendous work, and a little football on the side never hurt, huh?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Nah, never hurts doing good stuff on the side.
Some more final words.
No, that's it, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. Uh-oh.
I guess they kicking us off.
Yeah.
Oh no, we good.
Yeah, we good.
He's back.
I don't know what the heck it's doing, man.
That's that Gary Swallow Taekwondo martial arts internet.
Oh man.
Thanks everyone for tuning in with
I'm gonna throw
us,
something in.
staying up late with us. It was the late night recap show, and a lot to recap here in week 4. We closed the door on week 4 and opens week 5. We shift gears. You can see these guys Tuesday night live on the Hash It Out show, 7:30. Don't miss it. Got a guest lined up yet?
Yes, we do. We have 2 guests on Tuesday. We have LeBron's Gators head coach, Coach Obanga, and they're 3-1. And we have the head coach of the Kinder Discovery Swamp Owls. They're undefeated, Coach P.J. Sprunk.
There you go. Tuesday, live, 7:30. Be on all your social media platforms.
Yes.
Then Wednesday, 7:30. They're going to make their game picks. And then 8:30, we'll make our game picks. So always available to replay at any point. I'll watch those guys when I go to work the next day. So just to find out what we missed and what will VK do crazy this week.
You're right.
My man. But love y'all guys. Thank you for being here, my man.
Definitely, man.
Thanks everyone for joining us for the late night recap show. Sorry we're not at a Whataburger parking lot, but you never know what next week has in store because I got a long road trip next week, Gary.
All right.
Gary's going to Talladega. No football for Gary next week.
Nah. Well, I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching under the lights,
Yes, indeed.
but I just won't be here. But I'll be here in spirit.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next Wednesday. Have a great weekend. God bless each and every one of you. God bless my friend JB, the sports guy from the Hash It Out show. God bless my friend Gary Swallow. God bless each and every one of you. God bless high school football forever. UTL. You want to show helmet?
Yeah, that would be nice.
I passed the